Okay. Um, we have two really great occultations coming up at the end of August, August 27th and September 3rd. Um, and we really give thanks to Richard Wilds with some help from Tony George and browbeating Sky and Telescope to get them to put together this article. Sky and Telescope didn't make them full authors of the set, and they sort of made some mistakes in what they published. But I think overall it will give a kind of a good impression of what needs to be done to observe these events to the wider astronomical community. And I hope that more people will try this, especially these two good events that they stressed. Uh, so. Um, but there are two other good events that are, even brighter events later, a little bit later in September. So that's why I say there are four of these nice events that are worth trying. Next slide. One unfortunate thing is that the two good events, right in the middle of it, is an annular eclipse of the sun in Africa, and a number of people are going there for that instead. But anyway, before talking about that, this is not the latest version, so I'll just talk I just updated it at 3 o'clock this morning. and so I want to talk about an event that's even more immediate. Um, just say a couple of words about it. Come on. Let's see. Open. Um, there it is. Okay. On August 1st, I mean, just sort of ignore that, but on August 1st, there's going to be a rank 100 occultation by the asteroid 51 Nemausa, which is important because it's the one that's going to occult one of the bright stars and the one on September 3rd, so just a month away. But we have one coming up Sunday night. Um, but it's only a 13.6 magnitude star in Pisces. The path passes right over Oklahoma here. It also passes right over Washington, D.C. So if you're going home, Steve, you um, it's at um, it's at 7 hours UT. So it's about 7:18 in Washington, and a little bit earlier here, 7:16. 13.6. Yeah, you don't even have a U.S. map for it. Just the world map, but it has a nice path and a wide path and rank 100. So I mean, it has a URAT 1 UCAC 4 combo position and everything. So anyway, I wanted to get together with Art and try to observe it from your observatory if it's going to be clear. So. That's right. That's right. Tomorrow night. And it's at 7 hours UT, so it's like 2 in the morning. Let's see what's here. It's 3 in the morning, something like that. So we'll check the weather forecast tomorrow and see if it's worth doing. I mean, if it's skies like this with the 13th magnitude, the magnitude drop is the asteroid's brighter than the star. There's a 0.26 magnitude drop. Yeah, yeah. Okay. Yeah, there it is. Okay, so it's not one of the four. It's sooner will occur here, and so we will see what tomorrow whether it's worth even considering. But next slide. This just shows another event that's going to occur sooner than these big ones, but I show it because it is visible, possibly near here. I mean, this is Oklahoma City's in the 1 sigma uncertainty zone. It's a little bit west of here, um, but this is a 10.8 magnitude star in Sagittarius, so it's pretty far south. But um, the reason I show this, that's on August August 15th at 3 hour, almost 4 hours UT, and a past occultation, though, showed that Niobe may have a large satellite. So observers across most of the USA, anywhere, especially in the central part of the country and the mountain states, should try to I encourage them to try to watch this event, even though you're outside the path, because there could be this satellite occulting the star. Um, so, um, um, the moon is 18 degrees away. It's a little bit hard to read on the, let's see, I can read it better. Um, okay, yeah, it's, moon's not an issue, right, well, it can't be 3%, it's 18 degrees away, and it says, that's not 10%, it's, no, it's this illumination there's two numbers there, and it's hard to read them. Let's see, if I blow up, yeah, let's make this 100%. Oh, darn it. Increase the wrong one. I want this one to increase. Yeah, okay. Yeah, but anyway, you can find it with 18 degrees from the moon. It shouldn't be a problem. Next slide. Yeah, let's get to the good ones. Okay, here's one. No, that's, oh yeah, that was, there we go. Okay, so this is the first of the ones that's shown in Sky and Telescope, a 7.5 magnitude spectral type K0 star occulted by the asteroid 85 Io. So you've had an event like that, Bob. Right. And this one also goes over Powell Observatory, right?
That was my first asteroid occultation.
Okay, well, you can redo it here. Yeah, and now you have video. You don't have to just, and so,
Stop watching both hands.
right.
What I'll never forget about that one is when Io fell with the star.
Uh-huh.
I could see Io.
Yeah, oh, yes.
Grayish blue color.
Uh-huh. Interesting. So anyway, so this is the event occurs at 4 hours UT, so it's about 11 p.m. I think around here. Yeah, so anyway, you can see the nice path going across Wisconsin and Texas, and um, so anyway, because there's another good event a week later, Joan and I have decided we're going to just drive out here, not try to depend upon an airplane and mac everything up. So we drove all around Australia. Let's learn how to drive around the USA, and it'll be good practice, we think, for chasing the eclipse next year. So anyway, we plan to go to Joan's brother, who lives in Columbia, Missouri, um, and and we'll just drive there from Maryland, try to arrive a couple of days before this at their place, and then if we have to, if the weather's better up here or down here, we'll have time to drive somewhere else. But I hope the weather's good in Missouri, and we'll just set up, I'll deploy stations along exits from I-70. And I've already picked out one near Danforth, Missouri, near the it's near the 1 sigma limit, and then we will go work westward into the path.
That's a Friday and Saturday night, so I'll be home in Tulsa.
Okay. Okay, great. Yeah. So the moon is 28% sunlit, and it's 124 degrees away or something. So 100. Okay, well, that's a little bit too much. It'll blind you. This is 7.5 minutes. Very good. You could set up the telescope, and I don't know if you have 2 video cameras, then you could do 2 stations. Yeah, so anyway, so this is a gangbusters event. It's probably the best occultation and asteroid occultation in the U.S. this year, and so it's one really worth traveling for. And so if it's 120, 134, something like that. It's yeah. Look at the details. It's all. This is just from Steve Preston's website, and he has it in the current list too. So this is the next slide then, which is well, wait, no, skipping out now to the next slide, September 3rd, which is the Saturday, I think it's Saturday morning of Labor Day weekend, and so if there's in a track where there could be clouds in any part of the track, I think, and so if you made a plane reservation to somewhere and then it's cloudy there and you have to change that plane reservation, you probably couldn't do it because all the flights are full on Labor Day weekend. And so rather than deal with these issues, that's why we're going to be driving out there. And maybe it's farther west than the other path, so we might visit Joan's sister who lives in Boulder, Colorado, or near Boulder. And so we will see, though, depending where we have to go. There's a lot of monsoon clouds in the Rockies um, in the summertime, and they tend to get less and less, though, as you go north. So probably we might try this in Wyoming or something, but we will see where. But this is another 7.5 magnitude star, or 7.6. It's about the same brightness as the last one, and a nice wide path again. It's 51 Namausa is the asteroid. So that's all to say about that. But it's another good event. And not to in Arizona, it's close, but you have such a bit rotten weather this time of year, I don't know it. If you might have to drive somewhere else to get it. Next slide. Then the ones that weren't mentioned in Sky and Telescope on September 7th, 8th, then just 4 nights after the other one or so. This is the last event, and it's also good for using paver mounts. The previous one was late in the night, so we won't use paver mounts for it. We'll have lots of dark time before the event, but this one is again at 4 hours UT, so it's we can get more scopes out with the paver mount. This is the asteroid Oceania, which is a metallic class asteroid, M-type, so might have an interesting shape. The path is sort of less area, but it goes across Kansas and New Mexico and just clips the panhandles of Oklahoma and Texas. And it gets, I think, goes into Iowa, but it's getting low altitude there. But with 6.9 magnitude, you can see it at pretty low altitude. So it's one that, Bob, you might be interested in driving up towards Nebraska to see it or something. Let's see, I don't know. I think this is Kansas. I don't know if that's Kansas City or what, but we'd like to do it in Kansas or something and be on the way back home then from the other event, and we'll stop at Jones Brothers again briefly on getting back home. So that'll be our big road trip. So let's see, in this case, the moon is 28% sunless, not too bright, 29%. It's looks like 29 degrees away approximately, but and this is a ZC star, ZC 2538. So it's I think again in Sagittarius or something. And then there's one other 6.9 magnitude star 4 nights after this. See on the next slide. And this is rank 92 event with the asteroid 971 Alsatia. And so another nice bright event, but the path is pretty short. It only goes over Vancouver, British Columbia, and over part of British Columbia and runs into twilight, pretty bright twilight in Alberta, and it clips a little bit of Washington State here. So Steve, you might try that, but hopefully your weather will be good enough that I don't think we will be trying it because we'll be sort of burned out with the other. Hopefully we'll have so much data that we will. But people in the Northwest should pay attention to this. And these bright events are good to observe wherever you are. I mean, it's not, if you are outside of the path, you might still get a satellite occultation. And with such a bright star, you can get a nice, good signal to noise and really good recording of it. And that's sort of an issue. When you have these small delta magnitude drops, if you get a short satellite event, no one's going to believe you. But with this case, you have such a bright, and that was sort of the situation with Agamemnon back a couple of years ago. I think it was 2012 January, where Steve, you got that really nice satellite occultation 10 seconds before the main event, I think was, and I observed the same occultation from about 3 or 4 stations in other parts of Maryland, so we got a nice shape of the asteroid, and but it had such a strong signal to noise ratio, it was really hard to figure that this was due to anything else other than a satellite. So these events, these bright events, give other opportunities for that. And in general, I think satellites are usually within about 10 times the diameter. If they're much more out than that away from the asteroid, then it's more like an unstable situation, and they're not so likely. I mean, the Hill sphere radius for an asteroid in the main belt is generally about 100 radii, but of course the more distant ones are a little more unstable. So I recommend whenever you're within 10 radius of a path for a bright occultation, you should try to watch it, for that event. But you're not probably going to get much, I don't think, but there's always a chance. And I think that's the end. Yeah, yeah. Okay, yeah, there should be that Doria, yeah. Let's see, talking, would the sun be in the pre-point list? Yeah, no, right, yeah, right.
I think that question was if the sun were added to the pre-point list and you saw it in the pre-point list.
Yeah, you have to pay attention, yeah.
You have to pay attention to
Yeah, we did have an event actually where that was a concern, an event that occurred about 2 o'clock in the morning or 3 o'clock in the morning in South Carolina and Alabama. And Scotty Degenhart pointed this out, that he said 2 hours or 3 hours after sunrise, the sun was going to be in your field of view. And so you had to pick up your scope by then. and he had scopes about 200 miles apart. And he got to the last one and the sun was already starting to shine on his sunshade, on his dew shield, I mean, inside. And, if he'd been half an hour late, he might have lost a telescope. Or not a telescope, but a camera. So, okay.